Alright guys, so I watched a screening of XXx The Return of Xander Cage. I did watch the first XXx movie before this. It's nothing special. It's okay. It's really dumb. It's cheesy as hell. But it's just okay. And I haven't seen XXx 2, State of Union, but I did see XXx The Return of Xander Cage. I went to a screening. I was disappointed it wasn't in 3D, but because I was gonna watch this in IMAX 3D if it wasn't for this screening. But I'm still thankful I saw this movie because I enjoyed myself watching this movie. But let me just quickly get into what the movie's about, then I'll give you my thoughts on this movie. So in this movie, we have a bunch of satellites that are basically just dropping on Earth, and they're exploding and killing people and destroying places and all that. So of course they hired Vin Diesel to come out of, I'm not sure if he was in retirement, but to basically start working for this XXx agency again to find out who is working with these satellites and basically to see what they're up to and all that. This movie was kind of hard to follow, but at the same time, like after 45 minutes of them repeating what this story is about, you kind of start to see what they want to go for this movie. First off, Vin Diesel. I thought Vin Diesel was really good in this role. I really like him to see him return from the first movie, which came out back in 2002, to this movie. And I really like him in this role. And just for Donnie Yen, he is freaking awesome in this movie. Donnie Yen, I think he did some of his own stunts, which made it even more better and believable. His character is just awesome in this movie. I like Donnie Yen more than I liked him in Rogue One, but that's just me. I just found him to be a ton of fun in this movie, and he definitely kicked ass in this movie. Toni Collette is also in this movie, and to be honest, she was okay in this movie. Her character was a bit predictable. You kind of know what type of character she was going to be, and her character's really cliche, I'll say that. We also have Sam L. Jackson, which he is barely in the movie, but he's just here just because he was, and I'm not sure if he was in the second one, but he was in the first one, and he is what basically brought this XXx agency thing, and he was, for the parts that he was in, he was good. I'm not gonna bother trying to pronounce her name, but let me just say that this particular actress is a actress who came from Bollywood to this movie. And if you've seen the movie, or at least seen the trailer, you definitely should know who I'm talking about. She's basically the love interest to Xander Cage in this movie. And I thought she also did really good. She's also kind of a really badass character, but you know, Donnie Yen is still much better, and I really like her character. Nina Dobrev's also in this movie. She basically, all she does is she works with weapons and all that. She's this nerdy character, but she also fangirls a lot about Xander Cage, which could sometimes get old and annoying, and it's kind of a overused joke in this movie. But I thought she did fine. She wasn't that bad. In fact, she was much better than I thought she was gonna be. And Ruby Rose, wow, Ruby Rose, I thought was gonna be just I didn't think I was gonna like Ruby Rose in this movie. I thought she was gonna be just a really kind of an annoying character, but not annoying in that type of way. Just like, I didn't think I was gonna like her in this movie, but I really dug her in this movie. And I'm excited to see her in John Wick Chapter 2. And I'm not excited to see Resident Evil, the final chapter, but I hope she does okay in that movie, because that movie looks terrible. But she really did really good in this movie. The script in this movie. The script in general, I guess you could say, is really dumb, but this is the type of script that you could expect in a movie literally titled XXX: The Return of Xander Cage. You know what type of script or dialogue you're going to expect while watching this movie. You're either going to get some really cheesy, dumb one-liners or some bad dialogue. But, it's Xander Cage we're talking about here. Can't really take it serious because I was expecting this already. So I'm not going to hate on that because I was expecting this, especially for the type of movie it is. Now, on about that, I think that people that either don't like this movie or hate this movie are taking this movie way too serious. I got some proof for that because I know people that hate these type of action movies, and they watch this movie and they either liked it or really liked it. And you're not supposed to take this movie serious from a movie that's coming out in January that stars Vin Diesel, that has some really stupid and fun action in this movie. Don't take this movie serious. Sure, the movie does take itself serious sometimes, but when you get to those really fun action scenes, like when you have Donnie Yen fighting Vin Diesel on a highway, it doesn't take itself serious because it knows what this movie is. And XXX: The Return of Xander Cage knows it's a really dumb movie, really dumb January action movie with some very stupid dialogue, and it knows all that. And I respect Xander Cage for that particular reason. I'm sorry. And just that this movie was, if you take this movie serious, you won't like it, but you're not supposed to take this movie serious. Same went for Sleepless. Sleepless, that movie that also came out a few weeks ago in mid-January, that movie was, a lot of people took it serious, and they didn't like that movie. But I walked in, I didn't take it serious, and I really, really liked that movie. I was about to say I love that movie, but I just really liked it. And that's my main point. That's what people are really missing here. It's supposed to be dumb, it's supposed to be silly. And that's what I really like about Xander Cage. I basically already told you what to expect from this movie, and I swear to God, if I see one more person that walks out of this movie saying that this movie was terrible because it was dumb, I'm going to slap the hell out of you because this movie is supposed to be dumb. Please understand while watching or walking into this movie. This movie, I basically already told you what I thought about the action scenes. The action scenes alone are just fantastic, especially by Donnie Yen. And I had a ton of fun this movie. In fact, blast while watching this movie. This movie was just a ton of fun to watch, and I definitely cannot wait to rewatch this movie, hopefully one day with a bunch of friends, and just have fun, I definitely don't love this movie, but I'll say it's a good movie. I'm saying it. It's a good movie in a critical point of view. I'm not saying I'm a critic, but if I were one, I would still say this is a good movie because it knows what it is, and it knows that it wants to be just a really dumb January film. And I just give it a lot of credit for that. So, with that being said, onto my rating, I'm gonna give XXX: The Return of Xander Cage a matinee / discount day worthy or a B. I don't like making long reviews that much anymore, but I just kind of had to make this review long because I'm tired of people saying that this movie isn't good because of the stupid plot and the stupid action scenes. It's supposed to be like that. If you hate this movie for another reason that is not this movie being extremely dumb, then I respect that. But if you hate this movie for it being dumb, then I'm sorry, I just can't take that serious. It's supposed to be like that. I'm sorry. But anyways, have you guys seen XXX: The Return of Xander Cage? If you guys seen it, please tell me what you thought about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you hated it, please just have a good reason on why you hated it. Don't say it's dumb. It's supposed to be like that, and I will slap the hell out of you if you say that it's dumb and that you hated it for that reason. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.